What's going on, people? Welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni and Gunner for the weekly show that we have here. You get me? So thank you to everybody that's in the chat. I already see the comments. And this time I ain't going to apologize for being late because lateness is greatness. I lie, Gunner.
Yeah, come on, mate. You're the star of the show, bro. Like, you don't need to apologize for lateness. Like,
Yeah, man. I have
no,
to
they've
stop
come
being...
to see the star, bro. If you turn up 20 minutes late, if you go to a concert and you're going to see Drizzy or I don't know, Beyonce, and they turn up 50 minutes late, you're still waiting, though, innit?
Yeah, facts.
You're the
Facts.
star of the show, bro.
Yeah, man. And you know what? At the minute, I ain't gonna lie to you, bruv. I've got a temporary bit of happiness. We took care of the scum from N17.
Oh, that's
3
standard.
times on the bounce. That was what? They've only won 1 in 38 attempts now.
Bro, they've only won 1 in 29 at our ground.
Yeah, so they're
we
the
literally
whipping
pattern
boys.
them up, man. We just roll them up, bro. Roll them up every year.
Yeah, they're the whipping boys. But you see why this time I've got to go at them? Because their fans were chatting. Oh, Chelsea are vulnerable. They're not looking so good. We can
Their
go
fans
there
always
and
chat.
Yeah, that's it. They
The
always
fans
chat.
always chat. They got more waffle than Mr. Birdseye, brother. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't got a clue what time it is. Yeah, the thing is, the one thing I will say for them, yeah, I do feel like that goal should have stood in it. Yeah, that Harry Kane goal. Yeah, Thiago Silva, literally, bro. If man had that much contact in Tesco bread aisle, bro, yeah, he ain't falling over like that.
Mate,
yeah?
that's it. This is what I'm saying. That's world-class shithousery, bro. And I said that on
He's
my...
a world-class centre-back. He knows the dark arts of the game, bro.
Mate, I knew, because listen, it's like you said, there's no way anybody's telling me there was enough force to push him over. He knew, he made a decision. He said, I'm in a pickle here. The only thing I could do is get close to Kane and hope he's gonna push me off. As soon as his hand touches me, I'm going straight down, and it worked a treat. And here's the flip side of it, Lee. Attackers do it all the time.
Yeah.
And him as the centre back, he's thinking the amount of times I've made righteous tackles in the box, yeah, and I've been penalised for it. It's about time I get my own back this time, innit? And we're better than do it against Spurs.
Bro, it's mad. It's mad. And the thing is, just did a show with Henry. Big up to Henry. Big up to everyone who was in that chat as well. Come on. Yeah. And yeah, he was like, if we went in at 1-0, it's a different game. Conte had rally him, and he probably would have. And you might not have won the game. But the fact and reality is, it is the history of the Tottenham. It doesn't matter what they do at Stamford Bridge, bro. You're beating them. You're beating them. And do you remember, we used to have this over you. Yeah. I remember when Kanu scored the hat-trick.
Oh, bro. That geezer was such a tricky bastard, him.
Bro, his feet were like boats, bro. They were huge. Size 14 feet, bro.
But the goals that this brother scored was just wild,
he was so techie, bro. It was mad. He was such a good player, man. Such a good player. Mad underrated. But you know what? We used to have that over you all the time. We had the Silvino screamer. We had the Nigel Winterburn screamer.
Yeah.
We've had our ground, for example. I remember, I think it was Jimmy Floyd. I think that was a cup game. It might have been at your ground, actually. But I think Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank put you 1-0 up. Yeah, and then we just went bang, bang. Yeah, knocked you out. But then as soon as you got that Wayne Bridge goal in the Champions League, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's
bro, the tables turned swiftly.
That was it. Yeah.
And then you had that over us. We'd go 1-0 up. You'd come back and somehow win.
We just had Didier Drogba, bro. That's what it was.
That guy was a cheat code. I can't lie. I cannot lie. I remember the Michael Essien screamer. What a goal. That was one of the best goals in our game ever.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Was you there?
Yeah, belter. Absolute screamer, that one, man. And that's one of my favorite goals that I've seen. But yeah, man.
Do you know what? Yeah, Thierry Henry's goal. Do you remember in the first minute? Do you remember the first minute where he just volleyed it?
Yes. Yeah? Oh, but Thierry, this is the thing, yeah. Thierry for me, and I know you don't agree, and this is mad to me, bro. Thierry for me is the best striker I've seen in the Prem, hands down. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bro. In terms of, but do you know what?
He's one of the best footballers.
I'll say this.
He's just an elite scorer.
I'll say this, yeah. Shearer's the best goal scorer. And I know that's obviously the purpose of being a striker.
Yeah, he's a striker.
I know. I knew you was gonna say that. So definitely I see your argument. But in terms of like the all-round player who could just do anything from anywhere at any given moment, for me, it was Thierry Henry, bruv.
Oh, Henry was different, bruv. Like, he was different. Yeah, but it's what you like. Like, luckily for me, I see him and Bergkamp in the same team. Like, but for
But
me, Bergkamp was just a joke. Like that guy. And do you know what? Yeah, don't get it twisted. He was a dirty, horrible player as well, man. Yeah, that guy. He was nasty, bro. Yeah, like, listen, these Dutch boys, they're not to be messed with, bro. Trust me. Yeah, they got a violent streak.
oh no, you have to be, especially coming up in the 90s in the Premier, that my bro. Come on, man. You had
And
to have.
the thing is as well, yeah, Bergkamp was such an elite diver as well. Yeah, like he was an elite diver, bro. He used to click his own heels, yeah. So then you get that noise. So it's like the clap
Yeah,
noise.
so they throw the ref off.
Yeah, throw the ref off, and there was no VAR back then. Yeah, pen all the time.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
But that's shithousery you want in your
both
team,
both of them, bro. Oh my days, they were just insane, man. But you're right, Henry was the more explosive. Henry could just like both of them could do something out of nothing. Like, and if you had them on your team, you knew it was long. Yeah, if you're a centre back, you just knew you were having a long day, mate.
Yeah,
or any defender, it's a long day. I remember when we played Liverpool, we'd just been crushed out of Champions League. I think we'd just been knocked out the cup. Yeah, and it was like our whole week. Yeah, that was the season we went invincible. Yeah, and it was like our whole week could just turn upside down. Yeah, real quick. Yeah, and I think Michael Owen scored for Liverpool. They were 2-1 up. Yeah, and Henry just went, nah, mate, not today, bro. Not today. And then he picked that ball up on the halfway. He jinked past one. He jinxed past two. Yeah, I think it was Carragher. I think it was it was the centre back, man. Sammy Hippier, maybe. I can't remember. The chat might know. And man was doing up baby giraffe, and then he just put it in the bottom corner. Yeah, and then I remember he threw the shirt up in the air. Yeah, just nonchalant, like, yeah, what? You ain't beating me today, bro. He was so good, man. When he came out with a totally shaved head, it was long.
That was it. Yeah, it was. That's when Henry was born, fam. Facts. But that volley against Man United as well on that turn was just, that's one of the best.
He did the WhatsApp,
bro.
Yeah, Bartes didn't have a clue what time it was, mate. That was just
nobody. But that's the thing. Nobody did. No one except Thierry in the world knew what was happening at that point.
Do you know what? At that time, right? He was easily the best striker in the world.
Yeah, he was robbed. He should have definitely got a Ballon
d'Or. That 2-year period from 02 to 04, mate, unplayable. The only striker at that time that, in fact, was R9 was still about, isn't it?
Yeah, but his knees were finished.
Yeah, his knees and ankles were dead out, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, Ronaldinho was still there. Ronaldinho pipped him to Ballon d'Or in 02 or 03, something like that. And I was like, okay, it's Ronaldinho, man. Like, fair enough. Because Ronaldinho, I remember watching Ronaldinho's debut for Barca, bro. Yeah, he picked the ball up in his own half, jinked around 3 players, and slapped a 35 yard.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
I was like, welcome to the new camp, mate. Yeah, and then he got robbed. Yeah, the following year by Pavel Nedved, bro. And like, Nedved was a sick baller, but he weren't Thierry.
He was not Thierry Henry levels. Absolutely not.
It was Arsenal tax, mate. Arsenal tax. Like, that's what it is, isn't it?
How much would some of these players be worth now, bro?
Bro, Zidane as well. Like, I remember, right? My dad said to me when Zidane transferred from Juve to Real Madrid for 50 mil. My dad said, I'm never watching football again. Football's finished. It's done.
After that price tag. Yeah, because that was the biggest in the world at the time. Yeah.
It goes, it's finished. Absolutely finished. Football's all about money. It's finished. I can see where this is going. I ain't watching it. And to be fair, that was what, 02, 2000, something like that?
Yeah.
2000. Yeah. He's barely watched football ever since. Yeah. And it was like, and look, all these years later, it is now all about the money, isn't it?
No, literally, it's just gone completely.
Do you know what though? Yeah, Zidane, boy, that guy. Yeah, I'm so blessed. Yeah, and so are you in it. Yeah, we have seen some of the greatest footballers in living history.
100%. I made it just on time.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, you're just on that. Yeah, bro, I've seen Roberto Baggio. Batistuta. Batistuta is one of the greatest strikers of all time.
Was wild, bro.
Bad boy striker. Do you know what? Aguero reminded me so much of him, innit? That's why I liked Aguero.
Yeah,
yeah. And it's like, I see the R9. I watched that game. I obviously wasn't at Old Trafford, but when he scored the hat-trick at OT, yeah, and the whole of Old Trafford stood up and clapped him when he scored. Nobody gets a standing ovation for a rival at Old Trafford, mate. R9 did.
R9 did.
Like, how many of these players now? Yeah, take Messi and Ronaldo out the equation. How many of these players right now, are going to end up being one of the GOATs of the game? Not many.
Yeah, there's not many.
Back then in the 90s, boy, we can reel out 300.
You had one every season, minimum.
Bro, that whole Italian defense, every single team in Italy had the best defense in the world. Like,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
Every team was just
had their defense at one point was like Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, and Zambrotta or something stupid. Zanetti and bruv, it was just
before that they had Baresi.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even AC Milan on their own, that defense was just ridiculous.
Yeah, Nesta was a bad boy. Bro, that was when Ancelotti was just mashing it up, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, mate, that Italian league back then, they used to put it on Channel 4 back home, innit?
Yeah, Italia 90. I remember that used to come on
Gazzetta dello Sport.
Yeah.
Oh, Lazio.
Listen, I think I must have been like 5 or 6 at them times there, but
it was mad.
Yeah,
it was mad.
That's why R9's my favorite player, because that's why I used to see him on Channel 4s every morning, on the Sundays and that morning.
James Richardson and that, innit? Like, just sitting there. Yeah, and then they had Ravanelli, Vialli.
Didn't he go to Middlesbrough? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, he went Middlesbrough as well.
Yeah, they had some bad boy players, man. They had some big boy players back then. Craig Malloy knows as well. Jean-Pierre Papin.
Papin, yeah.
What a baller. One of the Marseille legends of the game.
Wasn't he there when he won the Champions League with him? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I think he came off injured in the final. I may be wrong. Maybe he scored in the final. I know something happened with him in the final, but I can't remember. Yeah, Dida as the goalkeeper as well, bro. I've come alert. This is going back to the old school. Do you remember George Weah's goal where he ran around everyone? Do you remember that?
Yeah, George Weah was another one, another special one. Actually, my mate Leon's got a pair of his boots still.
No way.
Yeah, because he used to play, because Weah was at Chelsea for a little bit, innit? So he had his boots. What's his name? Took his boots. Leon took his boots.
A man like Basil Bolly as well, you know.
Basil Bolly, cuz
Bro, these kids, these young'uns these days, bro, they ain't got a clue about how good footballers were back then, mate. Yeah, they're gassing up like average footballers these days. They ain't got a scoopy what time it is, mate. Yeah, just go back and watch some of these old ballers, man. Yeah, the only player, like, how many players now defensively, forget midfield and attack, defensively, how many, man's Rickon said, I've seen Xhaka and Mustafi. How many of these players now in defensive positions in global football would get into the AC Milan team?
It's not happening.
None. How many would get into the Juve team? None. How many would have got into Sampdoria? None. Parma,
how many even getting into the AC midfield, bro?
None.
No one.
Bro, it's mad. And look at some of these names, bro. Maldini, Costa Curta, Nesta, Zambrotta, Kaladze, Rui Costa.
Clarence Seedorf and these man.
We're just picking out border after border after border. And that's the thing, yeah. People don't realise, right? That Italian league now is finished compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Before the Premier League, or even when the Premier League first formed, that Italian league was the best league in world football by a country mile, man. Country mile. And do you know what? They've always been great at producing great centre backs.
Yeah.
But even now, if you look here, they've what's his name? Barzagli. Chiellini. It is the history of the Tottenham. You know, they've got good centre backs still, man. They produce good defenders. Seedorf, Gattuso, Ambrosini, Kaká, Pirlo, fucking turn.
Yeah, you remember when
Rivaldo.
Remember when Palmer was still kicking about, the team that they had, bro.
Bro, in 94 or 95, when we beat them, bro, their team that they had when we beat them in the Cup Winners' Cup was a joke. They had Zola. I think they had...
Veron was there. I think Crespo was there as well.
Crespo, Zola, Brolin, Darlene. Yeah, they had a big boy.
They had Thuram as well, bro.
Lilian Thuram,
yeah.
I think the goalkeeper was Buffon, yeah.
Yeah, they had.
Bro, we beat that in the final. Mate, that's the equivalent of us now going up against fucking, I don't know, Real Madrid in the final. Yeah, like prime Real Madrid or something. Yeah, it was ridiculous, bro. Yeah, Adriano as well. Oh my days.
Oh, mate, players, yeah. It was sad what happened. Sad what happened to Adriano though. When his dad died, he just hit the booze and it just went left for him. Apparently,
just blew up in size and everything.
Yeah, but he
went off the rails, man.
But him, in terms of playing style, was the closest thing I thought I was going to see to R9 again. Because
R9, yeah. He
for
was on the
his,
covers of Pez and everything, couldn't he?
bro, for that man's size, he was doing stuff he shouldn't have been allowed to do. He was able to do everything. And if you gave him space from anywhere within like 45 yards, you're finished.
Oh, you're finished. Yeah.
You're finished.
You're finished. You're right. The only player that the only player that you can compare him to is R9. Yeah, and it's not because of the Brazilian thing. It's because the size of the guy, how quick he was, how powerful and explosive he was, how twinkle toes he was, the power in his shots, left foot, right foot. Yeah, he was just such a sick footballer, man. Yeah, and it is tragic, man. It is. It really is. But bro, I'm so blessed that I've seen the pre-Premier League crap. Yeah, and pre-globalized fucking bullshit like for TV money and all of that crap. It's not football anymore, man. It's a business. Yeah, these man
that's all it is.
Peanuts. Do you know that? Yeah, like, you know, if you go and ask R9 what his highest paid contract was, I bet it's nowhere near what flipping.
He probably won't get 6 figures a week. Yeah, he won't get no 6 figures a week. I don't think so. Not during them times. But if he was playing now, boy, he'd be on stupid.
How much would R9 be worth?
Right now,
more than 200 M's, isn't it?
A 21-year-old R9 would comfortably be worth more than what Neymar went for, in my opinion, and he went for 250. Yeah, because to me, he's my favorite ever player, in my opinion. Like,
see, Messi's mine, but yeah, R9's up there. And this is the thing: when people say, "Oh, do your best 5 players of all time," that is so difficult to pick.
Yeah, it's impossible.
You'll always leave somebody out that you think, "Oh, actually, no." You can't. You'd have to say top fucking 100.
Yeah, because you see, and with that argument as well, like there's defenders that I would put in there, like midfielders I'd put in there, but because of obviously the stereotype, the attackers do the glamorous thing. That's what most people put in their top 5, top 10. But then, like, you've got to make a case for some of these players. You got goalkeepers like Oliver Kahn. This guy was mad during this time. You got Schmeichel, you got these guys, then the defenders we've just mentioned, man. Then you got the Makaleles and these guys, the guys that do the jobs that nobody really pays too much attention to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. No, you've made a good point, right? Do you know what? Rance made a good point earlier. He said about being a defender. He goes, "Why would anyone want to be a goalkeeper or a centre back or a defender these days? One mistake, you're finished." Yeah, but a striker, because we were talking about Sterling missing the sitter the other day. Yeah, and it was like a striker can get away with missing sitter after sitter. Werner, for example, yeah, sitter after sitter after sitter. Lacazette at the weekend, nobody really cusses him, but a centre back makes one mistake, it leads to a goal. Bang, they're crucified. Why would you want to be a centre back? And this is why when you see these centre backs that we've all named in here, bro, them centre backs don't make mistakes. Literally, never made a mistake.
And they were all lunatics as well. I was having a discussion with my mate. He was saying, like, to be a goalkeeper in the 90s, you had to be just a wild guy, especially if you was German. Like, do you see the keepers they had in Germany, like Oliver Kahn? Obviously, you lot had Jens Lehmann.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barthez kicking about them times, bro. Like,
yeah, they're all 90s was man.
Yeah.
Jens Lehmann was off key, bro. I can't lie. He was off key, man. But his first 49 games for Arsenal, we didn't lose a game in the league.
Yeah, that's
mad, isn't it?
You needed that. I remember his beef with Drogba, that little thing in the
between
them two. That was hilarious.
Mate, these goalkeepers are mad. But it's funny because, like, when you watch all of the old school players, yeah, like, bro, I look at some of these players now. The only players that, like, there's one player that would easily, like, this is why I like certain footballers and why when people say to me, who do you prefer out of this player, what's your best? Messi walks into any of these teams in the 90s, bro. Yeah, because of how technically good he is.
Yeah,
Riyad Mahrez walks into most of these teams back in the day because of how technically good he is. Yeah, he might not be physical. Yeah, people like Foden, they get in these teams because of how technically good. Most of these players these days have got no technical ability. Yeah,
and notice like the ones that you're mentioning as well, they have a certain flair that they don't lose from like playing in the hood and in the playground and that. They still have that, like about
Alexis and Suarez.
Yeah, bro. Those are the guys that thrived in the 90s. Football was just about that. It was about like these Maradonas and that. We got to remember, they never had like the training gear and stuff that we have now. What they had was the ball in the wall. Yeah, they had the ball in the wall and their mates.
They were barefoot in the park.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a graveled park, barefoot, getting blood on their feet and that, yeah? Just playing football, kicking it up against the wall, trapping it on their neck, kicking it up 100 yards up in the air and trapping it. Yeah, bro, how many of these footballers these days are doing that?
Yeah, they don't know nothing about
They
that.
ain't got a clue, brother. They're too entitled. Like they
Yeah,
think that like, as soon as they get a deal, oh look at me, I'm now the big man. Yeah, Dele Alli is the prime example of that.
yeah. Now it's a situation where these kids now, when they're going to training and they're playing, they've got some crisp cut grass. They're just seeing like everything is just laid out, ready made for them. When back in the day, when you was going on an apprenticeship, that's what it was. You're cleaning man's boots and them things there. Do you know what I mean?
Right, look at this comment from Barca Fan TV. Messi back in 2012 when he scored 91 goals, earned 27 million that year. Now we got Usman Dembele asking for 40 million a year. Bro,
That's where the game's gone now, innit?
bin him, terminate, see ya.
That's where the game's gone, innit? It's finished. Yeah, bruv. Do you know what? This conversation that's how you know this conversation can just flow because we've
We
got
weren't
to get
even
onto a
planning on
league.
talking about
Yeah,
this.
bruv. We just got straight into the nostalgia, bruv. But I love it though. I'm all over it. That era of football for me is my favorite, and I don't think
Yeah,
we're gonna
same.
see nothing like
Yeah,
that
same,
again,
man. 100%, bro.
unfortunately. All right. Big up GK for the
TK's
super
a real
chat.
one, bro. Come on.
Evening, gentlemen. Just got out of my biomedical engineering materials lecture. Flip here, Nelson. And
Jeez.
it wasn't terrible. Yeah, the players that were technically absolutely amazing were Iniesta, Xavi, and David Silva. They were brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Those guys were maestros.
I remember we played Barcelona. Big up Chike, man City boy in the
Do
cup,
you know what? Before you say that, yeah, ignore the title of the video. We're just going old school, bro. We're just gonna flow this and we're gonna go organic. Yeah, bro, I'll just change the title. We're gonna go old school. Big up everybody that's in the
Yeah,
chat.
nostalgia settings with Gunner.
Trust me.
No,
Yeah, man.
do you know what? Sorry if we've ruined the video, people.
No,
But
bro. It is what, but this is the beauty about football, bro. Like, how many times are you sitting with your friends? You start off with a conversation about Arsenal, and then you lead on to flipping. I don't know.
yeah, you talk about
these.
something from 50 years ago.
Yeah, you're talking about I don't know, Erling Haaland now. Then you're talking about an Alan Shearer or someone. It happens. This is football. This is the beauty of it. And then the thing is as well, Lee, we have to remember, yeah, that we're older than a lot of these people that are watching. So some of the people that are young, they never seen these players, so they're hearing the stories from us.
Go
so
YouTube some of these players, man. Romario,
you
another
have
one.
to. You see Romario, that
Do you know
guy's
the
finishing.
report I have of Romario? Do you remember in the World Cup when man did the
baby cradle? Yeah, but you see, for that Romario, I'll be real with you. Like, I remember seeing him towards the tail end of his career because I was born in '89. So, like, for me to say, like, I remember him from his beginning, I don't. I remember the tail end of him. But
see, that's like me with Maradona. Yeah, I only see him when he was hammered, bruv. Yeah, not when he was in his prime leading Napoli to titles. Yeah, but you know what? Very quickly, Chike said about Xavi and Iniesta. I remember when we played Barcelona at the Emirates. Not the game that we won 2-1. It was the game that we drew 2-2. Fabregas scored with a broken leg. Ibra scored twice. Dinked Almunia from 30 yards. Yeah, and that game, I see Messi, yeah, and I was so gassed, right? Yeah, I was a little fanboy back then. I'm still a fanboy of Messi. I love him, man. I was like, I'm going to see Messi tonight. Yeah, I bought a ticket off a tout that night, 450, yeah, just so I could go and watch that game. And I got into the ground. Yeah, Messi dropped a stinker. Yeah, but Xavi, oh my days, bro. Any Arsenal fan in this chat that remembers that game, you could not get the ball off of that geezer all night. Yeah, he was so good, man. He was just ping, ping.
He's another one of the best of our generation, has to be said. That midfield trio was just insane. Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. Yeah, but I'm happy. You see, with Busquets, it took a while for him, like, for people to realize just how good he was. But
yeah, because of the two that were in front of him, everyone gave them the praise. Yeah, but without him, they wouldn't have won anything, mate. Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, or they wouldn't have won as much as they did because he was the glue. He was the glue, man. He could let them go and do their thing, and he'd just sit there and just be a sweeper, basically, and just mop up. Yeah, he's just sweeping up.
Let me read out the super chat before I forget. Big up Aziz King. Thank you very much for the super chat. It's so funny the amount of chances Lukaku had yesterday. I'm tired. I thought he was complaining that he never gets chances. Give Timo a chance. I'll touch on this real quick. Early in the game, Mason Mount, he was just on smoke, bro. Money Mace was on smoke yesterday. As soon as the whistle blew, he was on it. Created that early chance for Lukaku. No idea what he was doing. He tried to go at it with his right foot when he should have gone with his dominant left foot, completely scuffed it. Then there was the opportunity from Callum Hudson-Odoi where he plays that crossing and he's completely missed the header. For me, it's just like, bruv, basic things. The second one, I can say, all right, cool. If you're a bit off shape, I can see why you missed that header. The ball came in fast. But the first one, there's no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. From that side, Mace is coming from that right channel. You're a left-footed player. Why are you going to try and take the shot on your weaker right foot when you expected to take it on your left? Simple technicals like that.
The one that he had on his left foot, in the second half as well. Yeah, it was like
the one when he turned the defender and took the shot. Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing? Like, come on, last season that's in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely,
bro. I'm telling you, that guy still to this day, right now, looks like he's packing a little bit of weight. Yeah, he needs to lose a little bit and he'll lean up a little bit more, because he ain't the guy from last season, mate. If you get a picture of him on the pitch yesterday and take a picture of his last game at Inter and put them side by side, I guarantee he weighs more now.
Nah, definitely.
Because he ain't trying as hard, mate. He don't want to be there, man.
He's mentally, he's checked out, and he's told us that's the only thing I appreciate from this whole circumstance of him is the fact that he spoke what was on his mind. That's it. But obviously, I still don't appreciate what he's done. But brother, listen, if he shot himself in the foot, because his dream was to go to a Real Madrid or one of these clubs, but he's not going to do that now with what he's been doing and the wages that he's on. You're on a 5-year contract with Chelsea Football Club. No one's going to pay your loan wages. We ain't going to pay for your wages somewhere else. So you might as well just bite the bullet. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But just even mentioning like a Lukaku, like these players here, they're not going into none of these teams, bro. They ain't, bro.
Oh dear. Bro, who's Lukaku getting in Italy back in the 90s? Who's he getting in front of? He ain't getting in front of anyone. Every single team was stacked.
No one.
Literally, even the worst teams were stacked. He ain't getting in. Is he getting in? Is he getting in over Ravanelli? No.
Nope.
Yeah. Is he getting in over Baggio? No.
Nope.
Is he getting in over Del Piero? No.
Nope. Absolutely
Is he getting in over George Weah? No.
Nope. Shevchenko?
Like,
nope. He's not getting in over Inzaghi, Shevchenko. None of these guys. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. Batistuta, no. You got no chance, bro. We've already just listed 7, 8, 9 teams straight away that he ain't getting in. Yeah, he wouldn't even get on the bench for some of these clubs. Yeah, look at some of these names, bro. It's mad. Michel Platini, I would have loved to have watched that geezer play football. My dad watched him and said he was unbelievable. Yeah, my dad said Maradona, Platini, Glenn Hoddle. He said they were just unreal, mate. Like,
yeah, I've heard. My stepdad tells me Glenn Hoddle was a special player, bro.
Yeah, and Kevin Keegan as well. Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, and him as well. And my stepdad to this day says like the best England manager we've had in recent years was Glenn Hoddle. He honestly still believes that. Yeah, he thinks like in terms of a man who knows his football and really could have taken England furthest, he strongly believes it's Glenn Hoddle in his opinion. But yeah, man.
This is the thing. When I speak to Tottenham fans, like none of them really mention that. When you say who's the best player ever, like none of them really mention Hoddle. Like one of my friends, he's a bit older than me. I play FIFA with him. Used to work with him, and he says David Ginola. Like that's his best player. Like this is his favorite. But he always talks about Hoddle and he always talks about Gareth Bale. Yeah, he said like, and he goes, "Yo, fucking Hoddle was sick." He goes, "Nah, Ginola was different. Ginola was different, but it's more what you fancy as a player, in it, and it's more what you see. It's like I know Maradona's one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not dumb, but I never watched Maradona's whole career. Whereas I've watched Messi's whole career.
Yeah, start to finish.
Yeah. So I can have an opinion based off of everything. I remember his debut, Ronaldinho scooping it up and he scored. It was offside. 30 seconds later, he scoops it up and he scores. It was like the passing of the baton, bro. It was like, it's your turn now.
You knew it. Yeah, that substitution was it. That changed football, bro. That's one of the moments of football. Is like,
and then that goal he scored against Getafe. Oh my days, bro! It was like
the carbon of Maradona.
Maradona's goal, bro. The goal he scored against Bilbao in the Copa del Rey, yeah, or I think it was the Copa del Rey maybe, where it's got 3 players around him. Yeah, and he jinks past everyone and just slaps it. I'm like, this guy's an animal, bro. He's an alien. Yeah, Messi's the greatest, man. Yeah, like But like I said, anyone who's watched Maradona's whole career will probably argue against it. Yeah, but I haven't seen his whole career. I've seen the back end of his career. Obviously, I've done and watched all the videos. I watched the documentary about him when he went to Napoli. Yeah, I've actually met Maradona's ex-agent. Yeah, and he was his agent when he was going from Barca to Napoli. Yeah, I've actually met him.
Okay.
Yeah, sound geezer. I've spoken to him. Yeah, and yeah, man. Like he said, it was just crazy. You're going in there and they're all putting their guns on the table and saying, "Yo, he's ours now. You can leave." Bye, mate.
Yeah, see you later. Nah, them days there, man. It's like we were saying the other week. The corruption in Italy was just mental, bro. I mean, it's still going on now in a time where, like,
allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Let me not get my channel taken off me before I've even got started. You know what I mean? But yeah, just quickly before I go, because I have to go and pick up my son from the school bus in about 3 minutes. This weekend, yeah, there was a couple of controversial VAR decisions. There was one in your game, the Westwood stamp on Tierney. There was the offside, the Manchester United game, the Cavani quote-unquote offside that they didn't check. There was a questionable stamp on Malang Sarr from Doherty. I believe there's more. I think I'm missing something else. Jota, the penalty as well. Now, the thing is, whether you agree with some of these decisions
and the Kane one.
And the Harry Kane one. Yeah, I forgot. So there's 5 already. But you see, with these decisions here, whether you agree with them or not, do you think that there's a massive inconsistency in VAR in terms of how?
Because it's a matter of opinion. It's not a matter of fact. So you could sit there and say, well, actually, yeah, that was a goal for Harry Kane. And I could say, well, no, it weren't because he fouled him. Yeah. You could say, yeah, that was a red on Tierney, the stamp. But I could go, well, no, it's just unlucky, isn't it? Yeah, and
it's just the roll of the dice, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is the problem with it. Yeah, this is why VAR won't work, and it isn't working. And the fact and reality is, yeah, if we go through them 5 real quick, I know you got a bounce, bro. Yeah, the Kane one should have been a goal. The Jota one weren't a penalty. Yeah, because it was pretty much the same as the fucking Thiago Silva one. Like, barely touched him. Yeah, the foul on Tierney, I think that should be a red.
Absolutely, I thought it was.
At the same time, that's not an excuse not to beat Burnley. Yeah, but it should have been a red. It should have been a red. Yeah, that was well late. Yeah, and when I see it in real time, I was like, oh. Then I see it, I was like, oh my days, that's got to go VAR. No, it didn't. And then what was the other one?
The Cavani.
Oh, the Cavani, well offside. Well offside, bro. Yeah. I can't even share it. I can't even share it. Rance texted me a picture. I've got to show you this picture, bro. Yeah, somebody pull it up with a ruler, innit?
Oh, swear. Hey, but first of all, big up Rance, man. His stuff is absolute quality. That geezer's funny as hell.
Right.
If you don't... Are you serious? And if you don't know, Rance is a Man United fan as well. So this is coming from like, but yeah,
bro, if you don't, I'm howling, man. I was howling.
If you don't already, most of the people in here, most probably rat on me. But if you're somehow you're not subscribe to Lee's channel, make sure
come on, people, make sure you show some love on the like button, man. Nibble the like,
smash that like button, man. But make sure you definitely catch Lee Gunner's channel. He's got quality content.
Yeah, we're on there tomorrow. You're on tomorrow, man. 2 p.m. UK time, people. Eunice, Northside, and Guni are back again, man. So yeah, come on, it'll be good. Nostalgia settings was sick.
Yeah, trust me. Like I'm gonna definitely have to change the title of this video when I get back in. But it was definitely a good talk. But next week we're gonna aim to do this a bit longer. Like for me, it was just a bit rushed today with the kids. I love doing this live, man, 100%. But catch me tomorrow on Lee Gunner's channel, 9 a.m. for the New Yorkers. That is Eastern time. 2:00 p.m. UK time. And Wednesday I've got Matisse on here. And then Friday, I'm on Matisse's channel. So we are starting to build a bit of a routine, man. Definitely. But Lee, thank you very much for joining me on the channel, man. And see you tomorrow. That's going to be, I'm looking forward to that. You, Northside. Hey, Northside is going to be fuming tomorrow, man. Northside's another one. Do you know what I have to start doing? I'm gonna plug Northside's channel on our videos as well on the Mondays, so people
come
can
on,
start
Northside's a
following
bad man, bro.
Northside. Yeah. So after the video, look out for Northside's link because I'm gonna put it here, or check Lee Gunner's channel, subscribe to him. His content is A1, man. Definitely one to look out for. But Lee, I've got to run. My missus is actually beating down my phone. She's watching the live. She's like, I know when you leave the house, so make sure. Yeah,
Go, man.
So I've got to run. But people, thank you very much, man. Peace.
I'll take her out.